Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates India's commitment to net zero carbon emissions by 2070. Prime Minister says India and Japan are natural partners and Japanese investments play important role in country's development. Addresses Indian community in Tokyo today. India and the United States of America sign investment incentive agreement in Tokyo. Government relaxes family pension rules for missing central government employees. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, invites global film fraternity to shoot in India. 8th International Day of Yoga to be held at Mysuru on 21st of June. Prime Minister to lead mass demonstration. Sri Lanka thanks India for its $16 million humanitarian aid package from India to help mitigate severe economic crisis. India and Pakistan play out a thrilling 1-1 draw in their first match of 11th Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta. And in IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier match at Eden Gardens, Kolkata tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said India's relationship with Japan is one of strength, respect and common resolve for the world. In his interaction with the Indian community in Tokyo this evening, Mr. Modi said it is going to be 70 years of India-Japan diplomatic relations and the two nations are natural partners. He stated that Japan has played an important role in India's growth and development.
हमारे डिप्लोमेटिक संबंधों को 70 साल होने जा रहे हैं। आप भी यहाँ रहते हुए अनुभव करते होंगे, हिंदुस्तान में भी हर कोई अनुभव करता है कि भारत और जापान नेचुरल पार्टनर है। भारत की विकास यात्रा में जापान की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही है और इसलिए एक प्रकार से इस रिश्ता हमारा सामर्थ्य का है, ये रिश्ता सम्मान का है और ये रिश्ता विश्व के लिए साझे संकल्प का भी है।
The Prime Minister said India's relationship with Japan is that of Buddha, of knowledge and of meditation. He said it is great to see that Indians living in Japan have seamlessly blended Indian culture and traditions with that of Japan. He termed their commitment towards their motherland as inspiring. He said Indians have always shown immense commitment towards Karma Bhumi and at the same time they never leave roots of Dharma Bhumi. Mr. Modi said people have to walk the path of Gautam Buddha today as this is the only way to fight the evils of climate change, violence and terrorism. He said India has always been able to overcome tremendous challenges.
आज की दुनिया को भगवान बुद्ध के विचारों पर, उनके बताए रास्ते पर चलने की शायद पहले से ज्यादा जरूरत है। यही रास्ता है जो आज दुनिया की हर चुनौती, चाहे वो हिंसा हो, अराजकता हो, आतंकवाद हो, क्लाइमेट चेंज हो, इन सब से मानवता को बचाने का यही मार्ग है। भारत सौभाग्यशाली है कि उसे भगवान बुद्ध का प्रत्यक्ष आशीर्वाद मिला। उनके विचारों को आत्मसात करते हुए भारत निरंतर मानवता की सेवा कर रहा है।
During COVID, when the whole world faced problems, Mr. Modi said India came forward with its Made in India vaccines. He said his government is working towards strengthening the healthcare infrastructure in India. He added that wellness centers are being developed to take healthcare to all corners of the nation. The Prime Minister mentioned India's ASHA workers have been bestowed with WHO's Global Health Leaders Award. India is moving forward to fight the global challenge of climate change and is committed to net zero carbon emissions by 2070, emphasized Mr. Modi. He added, India is leading the climate change negotiations. The Prime Minister said India is serious about working on green future.
भारत आज किस तरह वैश्विक चुनौतियों का मुकाबला करने में मदद कर रहा है, इसका एक और उदाहरण एनवायरमेंट का भी है। आज क्लाइमेट चेंज विश्व के सामने मौजूद एक महत्वपूर्ण संकट बन गया है। हमने भारत में इस चुनौती को देखा भी और उस चुनौती से स्थायी समाधान के लिए रास्ते भी खोजने की दिशा में हम आगे बढ़े। भारत ने 2070 तक नेट जीरो के लिए कमिट किया है। हमने इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस जैसे ग्लोबल इनिशिएटिव का भी नेतृत्व किया.
The Prime Minister further said the nation has set the target of fulfilling 50% of its energy needs through non-fossil capacity by 2030. In the last 8 years, the country has made democracy strong and resilient, and it is serving as one of the strongest pillars of progress, said Mr. Modi. India and United States of America have signed an investment incentive agreement at Tokyo in Japan today. The agreement was signed by India's Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra and Chief Executive Officer of U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, Scott Nason. It is expected that signing of this agreement would lead to enhanced investment support provided by Development Finance Corporation in India, which will further help in the country's development. The Ministry of Finance said proposals worth $4 billion are under consideration by corporation for providing investment support in India. The corporation has provided investment support in sectors like COVID-19 vaccine manufacturing, healthcare financing, renewable energy, financial inclusion, infrastructure, among others. The corporation or its predecessor agencies are active in India since 1974 and have so far provided investment support worth $5.8 billion. This incentive agreement supersedes the earlier agreement signed in the year 1997 between India and US. The agreement has been signed to keep pace with the additional investment support programs offered by the Development Finance Corporation.
Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh today announced that the government has relaxed family pension rules for missing central government employees. It is a major relief, particularly for government employees serving in militancy-affected areas like Jammu and Kashmir, Northeast, as well as Naxal-prone pockets. According to the earlier rule, the next of the kin of an employee would not receive the family pension if he went missing, and the family pension would not be paid till the missing government was declared dead in accordance with the law or till 7 years had passed since he went missing. Now, in all cases where a government servant covered by NPS goes missing during service, the benefits of family pension will be immediately paid to the family of the missing government servant. In case he reappears and resumes service, the amount paid as family pension during the intervening time of his missing period can be accordingly deducted from his salary. The minister said this is going to provide huge relief, particularly in those regions where instances of government employees going missing are reported more frequently. He said cases of abduction of central government employees working in violence-prone areas have come to the fore, and therefore, to instill confidence and to protect them and their family interests, the changes in the pension rules were brought about. Minister for Personnel and Public Grievances Dr. Jitendra Singh yesterday said there will be Common Eligibility Test (CET) for recruitment to non-gazetted posts from this year. Chairing the joint meeting of all the 6 autonomous bodies under the Department of Personnel and Training in New Delhi, Dr. Singh said the National Recruitment Agency under DOPT is gearing up to conduct computer-based online common eligibility test for recruitment to non-gazetted posts by the year end.
In order to listen to the problems of the common people and collect the feedback regarding implementation of central as well as state-sponsored schemes at ground level, Union Minister of State for Power and Heavy Industries, Krishan Pal Gurjar, arrived on a 2-day visit to Samba district under the Public Outreach Program today. The Union Minister also interacted with the Panchayati Raj institutions' representatives.
यहाँ के जिला उपायुक्त, यहाँ के दूसरे तमाम विभागों के अधिकारी हमारे साथ हैं, चाहे बिजली का मामला है, चाहे सड़कों का मामला है, चाहे पीने के पानी का मामला है, चाहे नगर पालिका की समस्याएं हैं, चाहे वो हेल्थ संबंधित समस्याएं हैं, उन सब पर बातचीत हुई है और समय पर कैसे उनको पूरा किया जाए उस बारे में आज चर्चा हुई.
The CEO of Niti Aayog, Amitabh Kant, said India is in the midst of a major transformation in the digital space. He added that a strong political leadership and the commitment to continue with radical reforms would play a key role in taking the country to a leadership role in the global economy. Addressing a breakfast session on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum Annual Meeting 2023 in Davos, Mr. Khan said a slew of radical reforms have been carried out by India in the recent years that have put India on a growth trajectory for many decades to come. He also called upon global investors to join the India growth story. At a session organized by industry bodies CII and in diaspora, Mr. Kant further said the Startup India movement has seen the number of startups in the country rising from double digits to tens of thousands now.
Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan has invited the film fraternity of the world to come and shoot in India. He was speaking in a roundtable conference at India Pavilion in Cannes Film Festival. He also forwarded invitation to participate in various film festivals in India. On the occasion, Dr. Murugan said, India produces the highest number of movies every year in more than 20 languages. He also highlighted the importance of India as a market of over 1 billion movie watchers. The National Human Rights Commission has issued notices to the Chief Secretary and the Commissioner of Police Delhi over yet another major fire in the national capital, resulting in death and destruction. The Commission has taken suo motu cognizance of media reports that in yet another major fire incident in the national capital, a 42-year-old man died and 6 others, including a woman, suffered burn injuries on the 19th of this month. The incident happened on the first floor of the building in a residential area of Mustafabad, where electrical items such as inverters and stabilizers were being made.
The Maharashtra BJP today slammed the Maha Vikas Aghadi government for marginal reduction of VAT on petrol and diesel prices. Addressing a press conference in Mumbai, Chief Spokesperson of the Maharashtra BJP, Keshav Upadhyay, said the announcement to reduce VAT on fuel prices was a mere eyewash. In order to provide relief to the people grappling with inflation, he demanded the state government to reduce VAT by 50% on petrol and diesel, as is in the case of liquor. More than 192 crore 50 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 8,81,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is currently at 98.75%.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates India's commitment to net zero carbon emissions by 2070. Prime Minister says India and Japan are natural partners and Japanese investments play important role in country's development, addresses Indian community in Tokyo today. India and the United States of America sign investment incentive agreement in Tokyo. Government relaxes family pension rules for missing central government employees. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan invites global film fraternity to shoot in India. 8th International Day of Yoga to be held at Mysuru on 21st of June, Prime Minister to lead mass demonstration. Sri Lanka thanks India for its $16 million humanitarian aid package from India to help mitigate severe economic crisis. India and Pakistan play out a thrilling 1-1 draw in their first match of 11th Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta. And in IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier match at Eden Gardens, Kolkata tomorrow. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिशन्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? आपके लिए आकाशवाणी लाया है एक इंटरैक्टिव प्रोग्राम अभ्यास, एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर. हमारे स्टूडियो में एक्सपर्ट आपके सवाल का जवाब देंगे शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे. इस बार का विषय है इंडियन पॉलिटी सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशंस. आपके सवालों का हम करेंगे इंतजार 25 मई तक. आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास. अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख.
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प.
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग.
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता.
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर.
8700014242.
Welcome back. You're listening to the evening news. Home Minister Amit Shah visited the Prime Minister's Museum in New Delhi today. After visiting the museum, Mr. Shah said in a series of tweets that Prime Minister Narendra Modi established Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya, honouring the contribution of all Prime Ministers. He said that through this museum, citizens will be able to know the contribution made by all the Prime Ministers of the nation to the security, unity and development of the country. The International Day of Yoga will be held on the 21st of June, and the main event will be held at Mysuru, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lead the mass yoga demonstration. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Minister for Ayush Sarbanand Sonowal said, as this International Day of Yoga is falling in the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav year, Yoga Day will be celebrated at 75 iconic places in the country. He said apart from the main event in Mysuru, another attraction on International Day of Yoga will be Guardian Ring, a relay yoga streaming event which will capture and weave together the digital feed of International Day of Yoga programs organized by the Indian missions abroad.
अगली 21 जून को इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ योगा हम मनाने जा रहा है और हमारे देश के आदर्शवादी नेता प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की नेतृत्व में आज योगा सिर्फ देश के अंदर ही नहीं दुनिया का एक बहुत लोकप्रिय एक प्रैक्टिस बन चुका है और दुनिया ने पिछली 7 बार 7 टाइम सुनिष्ठापूर्वक मनाया है। इस बार भी हमारी तरफ से इस कार्यक्रम को सफलपूर्वक मनाने के लिए हम लगे हुए हैं।
The minister said on the 27th of this month, Yoga Utsav will be celebrated in Hyderabad with participation of over 10,000 people to mark the 25-day countdown to International Day of Yoga. Earlier, Yoga Utsav was held in Shibdol in Assam and Red Fort in Delhi to mark the 50 and 75-day countdown. The Indian Embassy in Beijing, Consulates General of India in Hong Kong, Shanghai and Guangzhou celebrated Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav by revealing the history of India's struggle for its independence through a play, the Awadh Quatrain. The play described Awadh's last king, Nawab Wajid Ali Shah's wife, Begum Hazrat Mahal's fight with the British East India Company in 1857. In a diplomatic outreach by India, ambassadors of Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and Deputy Chief of Mission of Nepal Embassy in China also joined in the celebrations and enjoyed the play at the Indian Embassy in Beijing, which was live-streamed from Hong Kong.
Sri Lanka's ambassador to China, Dr. Parita T.B. Kohona, has thanked the Government of India for its support and assistance to Sri Lanka during this difficult period of the island nation. Dr. Kohona said many of Sri Lanka's leaders turned to India for inspiration. I hope that relationship between the two countries will continue in the same way. Sri Lanka has been going through a difficult period at this moment, and we hope that India will be one of our friends who will come to our assistance at this stage, said Dr. Kohona, recalling the ancient cultural and civilizational links with India. Last week, Sri Lanka received a consignment of $16 million humanitarian aid package from India to help mitigate severe shortages caused by the country's worst economic crisis in recent memory. In addition, India on Saturday provided another 40,000 metric tons of diesel to Sri Lanka under the credit line facility to the island nation. Last month, India extended an additional $500 million credit line to help Sri Lanka import fuel as the country has been struggling to pay for imports after its foreign exchange reserve summited sharply in recent times. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Panampalli Govind Menon, who died on the 23rd of May 1970. Menon actively participated in the Vaikom Satyagraha. He joined Prajamandalam and took part in the boycott movements in Kerala.
Menon was born in Trichur, Kerala on the 1st of October 1908. Even as a student, Menon was involved in politics and actively participated in the anti-caste struggle of Vaikom Satyagraha in Kerala. He joined the Prajamandalam as he got more involved in politics and later joined the Indian National Congress. Menon served as a member of Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee and the All India Congress Committee.
A lawyer by profession, Menon was elected to the Cochin State Legislature twice, in 1935 and 1938. He resigned from the post in 1942 to protest the repressive policy of the Cochin government. Menon was re-elected again to the Legislative Assembly of Cochin in 1945. He served as the Food Minister of Cochin in 1946 and as the Chief Minister of the then state of Cochin in 1947. Menon represented the princely state of Cochin in the Constituent Assembly.
With the formation of Travancore Cochin State in 1949, Menon became the Finance Minister in 1952. He also served as the Chief Minister of Travancore Cochin State. He was elected to the Lok Sabha in 1962 and served as the Minister of Food, Agriculture, Community Development and Cooperation. He held portfolios of the Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Law and Social Welfare, and was also the Law Minister of India in 1967.
Menon played various roles in public affairs and was known for advocating for the underprivileged and for improving the status of teachers. He represented India in various international conferences and continued to serve the nation till his death in 1970. We salute the great nationalist.
On 23rd of May 1947, the British Cabinet agreed to India's then Governor-General, Lord Mountbatten's horrific plan of partitioning our great civilizational nation of India.
Lord Mountbatten arrived in India on the 22nd of March 1947. After consulting Indian leaders, he made a plan known as Dicky Bird Plan and sent Lord Ismay, his Chief of Staff, with the plan on the 2nd of May to London, which was approved by the British Cabinet. Under this plan, the British would transfer power to two successor authorities, the Congress and the Muslim League. In territorial terms, the dominions of India and Pakistan would remain within the British Commonwealth.
British paramountcy over 559 princely states in India would not be transferred to the two dominions and consequently would lapse constitutionally. The princely states would be free to join either of the two dominions. The third option of them becoming independent and not joining either dominion was kept open. Indian leaders opposed the plan as they felt it would balkanize India, allowing many little nation states to emerge. We also remember Hanuman Singh, who took part in the First War of Independence in 1857. Initially, Singh was serving the English East India Company Army, but left it to join hands with the independence activists. He fought the British on different occasions and also offered financial assistance to his fellow activists. Singh was captured by the company troops and put on trial for desertion and mutiny against the British. He was sentenced to transportation for life with labour in irons in 1857. He died in detention on the 23rd of May 1858 in the Andaman Islands. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
In Uttarakhand, Char Dham Yatra is going on smoothly. More than 2 lakh pilgrims have performed Puja Archana in Badrinath and Kedarnath shrine till today. The district magistrate of Rudraprayag told AIR News that there is no restriction on the pilgrimage of Kedarnath following the alert of the Med Department. He said the pilgrimage was halted for a few hours due to bad weather in the forenoon today. He told that all the precautionary measures have been taken in view of the weather forecast. US President Joe Biden has said that he would be willing to use force to defend Taiwan if it is attacked. He was answering questions in Tokyo during a press conference with Japanese PM Fumio Kishida when a journalist asked them about the defense of Taiwan. Referring to increasing reports of Chinese warplane incursions into Taiwan's self-declared air defense zone, Mr. Biden said they are already flirting with danger right now by flying so close. China considers the democratic island its territory under its One China policy and says it is the most sensitive and important issue in its relationship with Washington.
India men's hockey team started their campaign playing out a 1-1 draw against old rivals Pakistan in the 11th edition of the Asia Cup Hockey Championship at GBK Arena in Jakarta this evening. The defending champions took a 1-0 lead in the 8th minute through Karthi Selvam, who scored on a debut. But Abdul Rana's goal in the dying minutes of the fourth quarter helped Pakistan draw their Group A match against India.
In IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans will take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier match tomorrow evening at Eden Gardens, Kolkata at 7:30 p.m. Gujarat Titans finished the league phase as the number 1 side and will start as favourites on paper against Rajasthan Royals, the number 2 team. The eliminator match will be played between Lucknow Super Giants and Royal Challengers Bangalore at the same venue on Wednesday evening. The second qualifier will be held on Friday evening at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, while the title clash will also be played at the same venue on Sunday evening.
At the stock market, key indices ended marginally lower after trading in the green for a large part of the trading session today, but the rupee gained 3 paise against the dollar. A report from the business desk.
At the stock markets, erasing all its early gains, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange ended 38 points or 0.1% lower to end at 54,289 today. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange fell 51 points or 0.3% to 16,215. At the Forex market, the rupee appreciated 3 paise to 77.52 against the dollar. And all the multi-commodity exchange gold futures for June rose 151 rupees to trade at 51,067 rupees per 10 grams, and Brent crude futures climbed $1.12 to trade at $113.67 a barrel. Nishit Kumar for AIR News.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will experience a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will hover between 20 and 37 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky. Chennai is likely to have a partly cloudy sky. Kolkata is expected to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Srinagar is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Jammu will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Leh and Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad will have thunderstorm with rain. Visakhapatnam will have a partly cloudy sky. Hyderabad is likely to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Thiruvananthapuram and Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In the northeast, Guwahati will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Imphal and Aizawl, sky will be generally cloudy with light rain. Shillong, Kohima, Itanagar, Gangtok and Agartala are expected to have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates India's commitment to net zero carbon emissions by 2070. Prime Minister says India and Japan are natural partners and Japanese investments play important role in country's development, addresses Indian community in Tokyo today. India and the United States of America sign investment incentive agreement in Tokyo. Government relaxes family pension rules for missing central government employees. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, invites global film fraternity to shoot in India. 8th International Day of Yoga to be held at Mysuru on 21st June. Prime Minister to lead mass demonstration. Sri Lanka thanks India for its $16 million humanitarian aid package from India to help mitigate severe economic crisis. India and Pakistan play out a thrilling 1-1 draw in their first match of 11th Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta. And in Indian Premier League cricket, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier match at Eden Gardens, Kolkata tomorrow. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.